From our studio located in Madison, New Jersey, this is Real Good News. This is Real Good News with Lisa Allen, Tommy Nonnenmaker, Diane Kirsch, and Allen Swanson.
Welcome back to another episode of Real Good News. We begin with a major update on the I-80 situation in Morris County. The New Jersey Department of Transportation says permanent repairs are moving forward on both the eastbound and the westbound sides of I-80 in Morton. The eastbound side is progressing with 2 lanes expected to reopen in about 7 weeks, assuming everything stays on schedule. But the bigger news is westbound. After further testing, crews discovered a significant void under the left lane. That means all westbound lanes remain closed and will stay closed until repairs are made. Detours are still in place at exit 34B, and NJDOT says final design plans for westbound repairs should be done next week, with 2 lanes expected to reopen in roughly 5 weeks. 2 crews will be working around the clock, one on each side of the highway, to speed up the process. Governor Phil Murphy emphasized that safety remains the top priority. He also announced a 50% discount on New Jersey Transit round-trip fares to help commuters during the closure. That offer will remain in place for the duration of the repairs. A state of emergency remains in effect for Morris County as the state seeks federal relief funds. Lawmakers from the 25th Legislative District are pushing for business assistance, including a new grant program similar to COVID-19 relief. The New Jersey Economic Development Authority will be in Morton on Monday to meet with business owners and continue planning. NJDOT has launched a dedicated I-80 project website with real-time updates, detour info, and a new travel time tracker at 511nj.org. The page includes a detailed list of project milestones showing what work has been completed, what's in progress, and what still needs to be done. It also provides an overview of the situation, photos from the site, and links to news coverage. Traffic mitigation includes an emergency detour route, restored 2-way access for local residents, and adjusted signal timing to improve traffic flow. Visitors can track the status of key repairs like drilling, testing, paving, and reopening dates for both eastbound and westbound lanes. The page is updated regularly so the public can stay informed about the progress and any changes to traffic patterns. We'll continue to follow this story and bring you updates as they happen. In the meantime, if you're driving through the area, give yourself extra time, consider taking public transit, and most importantly, stay safe. A proposed billboard in Florham Park is sparking concern and conversation. The borough is considering installing a massive 55-foot tall digital billboard along Route 24. Here's the issue. There are no other billboards along Route 24. The highway is known for its scenic views and relatively untouched surroundings. This new structure would stand alone, not just in size, but in how out of place it feels for the area. Residents and local advocates worry that the billboard's bright, constantly changing LED display could disrupt nearby neighborhoods, distract drivers, and affect wildlife in the surrounding wooded area. There's also concern about setting a precedence. If this billboard is allowed, could others follow? The borough says the plan could bring in revenue by leasing the land. But locals are asking, at what cost? With its location so close to residential neighborhoods, some say the towering sign clashes with the local small-town charm and raises questions about how to balance growth with preserving the character of our communities. The planning board is still reviewing the proposal. We reached out to the New York Jets to see if they were involved in this project and to see if they plan on using the billboard to advertise their NFL team. We have not heard back from our request for comment. We're going to keep you updated as the conversation continues. Union County is celebrating the arts in a big way. The Board of County Commissioners just announced $300,000 in local art grants for 2025. The funding will support 44 different organizations across the county, from theaters and libraries to choirs and senior centers. These grants are going to help bring music, art theater, and cultural programs right into our local communities. It's all part of the county's commitment to keeping the arts accessible and thriving for everyone. Commissioner Betty Jane Kowalski says the goal is simple: make high-quality art and performances available to all Union County residents. The grant funding comes from the New Jersey State Council on the Arts and is managed by the Union County Office of Cultural and Heritage Affairs. For more information or to apply for future grants, visit ucnj.org. Union County is kicking off another major milestone, the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution. The celebration begins on Saturday, April 19th with Awareness Walk at Manischewitz Park in Cranford. It marks the anniversary of the Battle of Lexington and Concord, often called the Shot Heard Around the World. The event will include guest speakers, live music, food trucks, and family activities. Registration is $10 for adults and free for kids under 15. But this isn't just a one-day event. Union County is launching a multi-year series of programs and community activities to honor the people, places, and history that helped shape our nation. They've also revealed an official 250th anniversary logo, which you're going to see on banners and promotional materials throughout the county. A new event calendar is now live, inviting local towns and organizations to submit their own Revolutionary War-inspired events. Commissioner Chairwoman Lourdes Leon says this is a chance not just to reflect on the past, but to celebrate how far we've come as a community. From historical battlegrounds to neighborhood parks, Union County is connecting history to the present and bringing residents along for the journey. Morris County is once again investing in its natural beauty and outdoor spaces. The county has officially opened applications for the 2025 Open Space Grant Program. These grants help preserve parks, forest trails, and other green areas that make Morris County such a great place to live. Any of the county's 39 towns or eligible land conservancies can apply for funding through the Morris County Preservation Trust. The deadline to apply is Thursday, June 19th. Since the program began in 1994, it's helped preserve over 18,300 acres of open space, thanks to more than $300 million in voter-approved funding. Last year alone, the county awarded $1.8 million to preserve more than 65 acres across 3 towns. The program also supports farmland preservation, historical site trail improvements, and flood-prone property buyouts. For more information, contact the Office of Planning and Preservation at 973-829-8120. Union County is now accepting registrations for the 2025 Senior Art Exhibit. The exhibit will run from April 21st to June 4th at Union College Scotch Plains campus and will end with a special artist reception. Seniors can submit work in painting, drawing, photography, sculpture, crafts, and more. And winners are going to go on to compete in the state-level art show this fall. The deadline to register is April 13th. To sign up or learn more, visit ucnj.org/senior/art. Morris County is putting transportation front and center. This week, Commissioner Deputy Director Stephen Shaw joined local leaders, law enforcement, and transportation professionals for the 3rd Annual Municipal Transportation Forum at the County College of Morris. The goal? Safer, smarter travel for everyone. Shaw highlighted that nearly half of Morris County's annual capital spending goes towards roads and bridges, covering 287 miles of roadway, 1,000 bridges and culverts, and even 3 freight lines. The forum focused on big picture strategies like Vision Zero and New Jersey's Target Zero Commission, both working to eliminate traffic fatalities through smarter infrastructure and policy changes. Residents are also being asked to weigh in through the Connecting Communities survey, which looks ahead to transportation needs through the year 2050. By investing in safety and encouraging public input, Morris County is working to keep everyone moving more safely and more efficiently. Union County is now accepting nominations for the 2025 SHERO Awards in honor of Women's History Month. The awards celebrate women who show strength, leadership, and a deep commitment to their communities. Anyone can nominate a SHERO, whether it's a friend, a mentor, a neighbor, or family member who's made a real impact. To enter, just submit a photo and a short paragraph about why your nominee deserves to be recognized. The deadline is April 30th, and winners will be announced in May, just in time for Mother's Day. To nominate someone, visit ucnj.org/SHERO-award. Morris County is celebrating Women's History Month by shining a spotlight on community leadership and grassroots change. At a public meeting this week, the Morris County Board of County Commissioners presented an official proclamation honoring Women's History Month and took it one step further by awarding the 2025 Seeds of Change Award. Commissioner Director Typhoon Sellen presented the proclamation to Donna Boyce, chairwoman of the Morris County Advisory Committee on Women, thanking her for the committee's continued work to advocating for equity and community engagement. Boyce then presented this year's Seeds of Change Award to Ginger Vukas of Randolph Township. Vukas was honored for her long record of service, supporting veterans, volunteering with Scouting America, and even helping lead the now retired twins and triplet mothers of Morris County. During the COVID-19 pandemic, she launched an online advocacy group that fought to reopen long-term care facilities to visitors, ensuring families could reconnect with their loved ones. The Seeds of Change Award is now in its 6th year and recognizes women whose grassroots efforts have inspired others to take action in their communities. Congratulations to Ginger Vukas and all the women working every day to make Morris County a stronger, more connected place to live. And now, here is our own Tommy Nonamaker.
Thank you, Lisa. Chris Herren is coming to Whippany Park High School to talk about addiction and recovery. Chris Herren is a basketball legend from Falls River, Massachusetts. He was an All-American, breaking scoring records, and was recruited by the country's top colleges. He realized his lifelong dream of playing in the NBA when he was drafted by the Denver Nuggets in 1999 and then was traded to his hometown team, the Boston Celtics, before losing his career and almost his family to the disease of addiction. Chris is in long-term recovery and now inspires people to start the conversation on wellness, educating them on the disease of addiction. It is his hope that strength can be found in the story of his struggle and that communities will come together to advocate for effective treatment of recovery. Chris is coming to Whippany Park High School on April 2nd. The Summit Boys lacrosse team kicked off their season with a powerful statement and a standout performance from one of their senior leaders. Senior midfielder and attacker Sam Wesson led the charge with a hat trick as the Hilltoppers dominated Princeton 15-3. The game was part of an emotional and meaningful week for Wesson. He was named the recipient of the prestigious 39 Award, giving him the honor of wearing jersey number 39 in memory of William O'Connor, a Summit lacrosse star who tragically lost his life in a 2005 car accident. Summit got off to a slow start, holding a narrow 3-2 lead after the first quarter, but in the second, the floodgates opened. Freshman Chris Davies got things going, intercepting a Princeton clearing attempt and scoring to spark a scoring run. Moments later, Kieran Zulahoff found Davies again, who set up Wesson for another goal. Summit was in full control. Junior attacker James Granger added to the firepower, scoring a goal that made it 6-2. He finished with a Game 5 high 5 points, including 3 goals and 2 assists. And how about freshman Cooper Smoragowicz? The defensive midi made a big first impression, forcing a ground ball, picking it up, and turning it into a fast break goal just before halftime. Summit entered the break with an 8-goal lead, and from there, they never looked back. The Hilltoppers coasted through the second half, sealing a dominant season-opening win. With momentum, talent, and focus like that, the Hilltoppers are a team to watch this season. Spring sports are starting back up. In golf this week, the Madison girls golf team defeated Villa Walsh 229-219 on Thursday afternoon. The Dodgers took the top 2 spots. Elizabeth Green took the top spot after shooting a 49. Lily Fee placed second with a 54, and Olivia Berzimian of Villa placed third after shooting a 55. In tennis, the Whippany Park boys tennis team picked up its first win of the 2025 season on Thursday afternoon. narrowly defeating Pequannock 3-2 in a competitive NJAC Independence Division boys tennis match. More sports stories to come in the next few weeks as high school sports begin their spring season. You're never too young to learn what a mayor does. Over in Parsippany, the students of Lake Parsippany Elementary School invited Mayor Jamie Barbero over to speak about what it is like to be a mayor and what local government does. The students were filled with all kinds of questions about daily schedules and protocols. There may have even been some future presidents and Congress members in that crowd. The mayor was excited to participate in the special session. He remarked, "Thank you for having me here today. This was an enriching discussion, and I thoroughly enjoyed your insightful questions. Keep learning and growing." For Real Good News, I'm Tommy Nonemaker. Back to you, Lisa.
Now let's check in with Steve Lebecken at State Broadcast News.
Thanks, Lisa. Members of the Jewish community worldwide are getting ready for the start of one of the most popular holidays, Passover, which commemorates the liberation of the Israelites from slavery in Egypt. There are many traditional foods associated with Passover observance, the most familiar of which is matzah, the unleavened bread. Now, one of the most famous food companies in the world, Manischewitz, got its start mass-producing matzah for the growing Jewish immigrant community at the turn of the 20th century. But Manischewitz is not just focusing on matzah anymore. Let's take a look. If you've ever had a craving for Manischewitz deli products, but you weren't close enough to the store to get them in time, now you have an opportunity to get them from this mobile deli truck that Manischewitz is sending out all throughout the tri-state New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania area. The iconic ethnic Jewish food company is rolling out its first ever Manischewitz Deli on Wheels, a mobile Jewish deli serving authentic, classic Jewish cuisine year-round. The innovative food truck will bring both traditional and modern Jewish flavors directly to consumers, ensuring that beloved comfort foods remain accessible beyond the holiday season. Shani Seidman is head of marketing for Manischewitz.
The truck is both a branding opportunity and a business for us. So we're using it right now. After the launch, we're having demos in local retail stores in their parking lots.
The mobile deli made an appearance recently at the ShopRite store in Cherry Hill, where a large Jewish population enjoys the store's extensive kosher experience section of foods. Sam Yusupov is manager of the mobile deli truck.
So we're going to be a lot of different supermarkets. We're going to be all over New York City, New Jersey, Connecticut, and maybe make our way down to Florida and just do like a whole, the U.S. tour.
Manischewitz has been serving the Jewish community with specialized foods for more than 130 years since it was started in, of all places, Cincinnati.
Yeah, the Manischewitz company started in 1888, so over 130 years ago. Rabbi Dov Ber Manischewitz in Cincinnati, Ohio. And he started to make matzahs for his community. He saw a need in his community for matzah for Passover. And that's how the company started. He actually invented a machine-cut matzah in 1910.
The mobile deli is stocked with samples of all of the most popular Manischewitz products.
So we have hot dogs, we have knishes, we have gluten-free knishes, we have little different party assortments, we have little mini knishes, we have babka, we have rogalach, we have all the different classic food that Manischewitz is known for.
Shani Seidman says Manischewitz realized the popularity of its products extends beyond the Jewish community, and it was looking for a way to get closer to those consumers.
We feel like this is a living embodiment of the rebrand. We are targeting a new demographic of younger consumers, consumers that are Jewish adjacent, maybe not necessarily Jewish. We're inviting anyone who wants to join our table to join, Jewish or not Jewish.
And she says the idea for launching the mobile deli came from a social media post.
A little bit over a year ago, I saw a tweet that said something like, "Forget ice cream trucks. If there was a soup truck in the winter, I'd follow it anywhere." So our team began talking about, why not a truck serving matzo ball soup? Wouldn't you follow that truck anywhere? That's really where the truck came from, this idea of like serving our delicious food, not just at retail, but like really getting even closer to the consumer and serving it on the street.
Even mobile deli manager Sam Yusupov has some favorite snacks from the truck.
I personally am a foodie, so the knishes are so delicious when they're so warm. The rogaluk is perfectly spot on. The hot dogs are amazing. The little hors d'oeuvres are amazing as well. We're having a really, really, really great feedback.
And Shani says the company hopes shoppers who see the truck right before Passover will keep the company's products in mind all year round.
So the idea is as people come into shop, as it gets closer to Passover, they have a brand that's they associate so closely to Passover, sitting outside, offering delicious hot food. So up until Passover, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be serving outside in these retail stores. We've gotten a lot of interest in renting the truck for private events, which we're very much open to, and that this is a really accessible way to try our product.
From Cherry Hill, this is Steve Lubetkin, State Broadcast News. Now here's a tip if you're not Jewish and you're planning events with your friends who are. Jewish days begin at sunset the day before, so this year Passover begins the evening of April 12th, even if your calendar says the first day of Passover is April 13th. So keep that in mind when you're scheduling events with your Jewish friends. Now, Manischewitz says the Mobile Deli will be all over New York City and the tri-state area after Passover, so you can sample the products for yourself. Visit Manischewitz.com for more information. Lisa, back to you.
Next, Diane will lead us down the Columbia Trail.
Thank you, Lisa. After a long gray winter, the first warm day of spring feels like more than just a change in the weather. It feels like permission to breathe again. And here in North New Jersey, one of the best places to take that breath is along the Columbia Trail. This 15-mile path stretches from Washington Township in Morris County to High Bridge in Hunterdon County. But it's more than just a trail. It's a journey through nature, history, and a little bit of peace. Originally part of the Central Railroad of New Jersey's High Bridge branch, the Columbia Trail was once a lifeline for moving iron ore from the mountains to the mills. The trains are long gone, but the path they carved through the woods have become a sanctuary for walkers, runners, cyclists, and horseback riders. On a warm spring day, like last Saturday, that months of bitter cold and early darkness, it feels like the whole region is waking up. We saw people of all ages out enjoying the trail, some bundled in light jackets, others daring enough for shorts. A few were walking dogs and some were riding bikes, and others were just taking their time, pausing to listen to the birds or take in the view. And what a view it is. Much of the trail runs alongside the south branch of the Raritan River. The sound of water, the rustle of new leaves, and the soft crunch of gravel underfoot make it hard to remember you're just a short drive for some of the busiest towns in New Jersey. One of the most beautiful spots along the way is the Ken Lockwood Gorge, a stretch of untouched wilderness that feels more like a mountain retreat than part of a suburban rail corridor. The gorge is named after a local conservationist and is known for its rugged cliffs, winding river, and popular fly fishing spots. It's also home to the Ken Lockwood Gorge Bridge, a 250-foot steel structure that reminds visitors this place once echoed with the sound of locomotives. But now, it's birdsong and bicycle bells. And what's striking is how the Columbia Trail blends old and new. You can walk past remnants of history, stone culverts, wooden ties, and bridge supports while feeling completely grounded in the present moment. It's a place where time slows down. The trail is open year-round, but spring might be the best time to visit. The trees are just starting to bud, the air smells like earth again, and there's something hopeful in the sunlight. There are several entry points along the way: High Bridge, Califon, Long Valley, and Bartley Road in Washington Township. Most offer parking, and the path is mostly flat, making it accessible for just about anyone. It's not just a trail, it's a reset button, a place where the stress of the week falls away with each step, and where the simple act of moving forward feels like a celebration of the season. So, if you've been cooped up all winter and need a place to stretch your legs or your soul, the Columbia Trail is waiting. and it's beautiful this time of year. Back to you, Lisa.
So that's it. You guys have a good one. Thank you, too.
And finally, Allen Swanson takes a look at Earth Day.
On April 22nd, we will celebrate the 55th Earth Day. The first Earth Day, in 1970, sparked a national movement that led to the creation of the Environmental Protection Agency and has grown into a global event celebrated in over 192 countries. Earth Day and the month-long activities associated with it have become crucial for raising global awareness about environmental issues and encouraging action to protect our planet. Here's why Earth Day is important. Earth Day serves as a platform to educate individuals, communities, and governments about pressing environmental concerns like pollution, deforestation, climate change, and much more. Earth Day events encourage people to take concrete steps to reduce their environmental impact, such as conserving resources, reducing waste, and supporting sustainable practices. Earth Day can inspire individuals and communities to become environmental advocates, pushing for policy changes and sustainable solutions. Perhaps most important, Earth Day can foster global unity. By uniting people from all corners of the world, Earth Day highlights the interconnectedness of environmental issues and the need for global cooperation to address them. The theme this year is Our Power, Our Planet. The goal associated with this year's theme is to work toward a tripling of the global use of renewable energy generation by 2030. That goal may sound like fantasy, especially given the current political atmosphere in this country. However, when you look at clean, renewable energy use across the planet, you find that clean, renewable energy use is significant and transcends ideological boundaries and is expanding much faster than you might think. Let's look at a list of renewable energy facts. Some are very surprising and impressive. The United States is producing more solar power than ever before. Leading the way are California, Texas, Florida, North Carolina, Nevada, and Arizona. Not exactly a list of tree hugger states. In fact, it is California and Florida at the forefront of the solar power boom. Also, surprisingly, it is Texas, in the heart of oil production land, that now leads the nation with wind energy generation. The United States solar capacity has grown tenfold in the last decade. And speaking of crossing ideological boundaries, it is China that leads the world in both wind and solar energy production. And in 2024, they had twice the renewable energy capacity under construction as the rest of the entire planet. There's more. Uruguay is now generating 98% of its electricity from renewable sources. In 2007, they started a commitment to eliminate dependence on imported fossil fuels. It only took them 16 years to all but do so. In Denmark, over 50% of the country's electricity is generated by wind turbines. Kenya gets half its power through geothermal sources. In Brazil, hydroelectric power accounts for 68% of the total electricity generated. And finally, a third of the homes in Australia use solar power. The examples I've just mentioned demonstrate that it's not vast wealth that motivates a country to encourage and implement use of renewable energy. It's the economic benefits, the health benefits, security benefits, increased independence through less dependence on outside energy sources. Back to Earth Day 2025. There are many activities related to Earth Day throughout April that all of us can benefit from. We can look at your local government information sources to see what activities are taking place in your area. You can check with environmental groups in your area to see what activities they are sponsoring. For example, on April 9th at 7:30 at the Chatham Borough Public Library, the Loantaka group of the Sierra Club will be leading a program entitled Healthy Lungs, Healthy Planet, the Environment and Health Benefits of Battery-Powered Leaf Blowers. I will be leading the event. I hope those of you in the area will attend. All attending will receive a hand-painted cotton tote bag. On April 26th, here in Madison, they will be holding the Green and Clean event from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. near the Borough Hall. I will also be at that event with a booth. I hope you will take advantage of all the activities happening in your area this April. If you're in this area, perhaps you'll attend one of the events I mentioned. If you do, be sure to stop by and say hi. I'm Allen Swanson. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. We enjoyed having you, and we look forward to seeing you on our next episode on April 7th. Until then, I'm Lisa Allen, reminding you that real good news is always worth sharing.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the presenters and contributors. While we support a diversity of perspectives, they may not reflect the views of the entire team. We encourage open dialogue and welcome differing viewpoints. Real Good News is produced by Mortenveld Productions. For Real Good News, I'm Diane Kirsch.